been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tuck it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
How you doing? Sorry, I'm a little I'm a little out of breath. I'm not done taking victory laps around my house. I'll be right back. We had a very, very amazing start to this day. Just hang on a second. Let me catch my breath. Big splash. How's it going? Sorry, I think I hurt my elbow from patting myself on the back too hard. But would you like me to focus on the negative stuff or the positive stuff? Because I like to dwell on the negative, keeps me focused. But if you want to hear the good stuff first, I could show it to you. And if you had the over or the under on my microwave, you lost. I don't even remember what it was. My microwave broke. Damn it. Can't nuke my coffee. Message retracted. Did you say something racist? Racist. What's up, man? What's up, Mr. Rob Vandernecker? Seriously, I'm actually trying to regroup. A lot of stuff went on. My brain's still kind of melting down. But we could start with, did you buy some Palantir today? Question of the day, did you think the market was going to stay down? Do you think the market will stay down? And do you think that was the top of the market last night? Let's talk about that stuff. No, I'm kidding. None of that matters. I'll be right back. So really, what happens for the rest of the day? None of that matters. Because what we do, and we do it well, is we live in the moment. And the moment is ours. And in those moments, and I'm talking like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes, 5 minutes this morning, you had already achieved your goal. And what is your goal? What is your goal? Do you have goals? You should. Right? Every trader has a profit target or a goal, right? The overall goal is to remain what? Consistent, profitable. Some people have goals for the day. Some people have goals for the week. Some people don't have goals at all, which is irresponsible. Now, two ways to look at it, right? Look about it sitting at the roulette table, not roulette, the craps table the other day. We put up a hunch, put some bets out there, promptly won, almost like 100. Know what we did? You took the hunch and you put it in your pocket. Goals, right? That's a great goal. Break even in a casino, play with the house money. Same concept here, right? Your goal. But the idea is, when do you quit? When do you quit, right? Do you quit when you hit your goal, or do you keep pushing because you're in the groove, right? It's a lot easier to keep pushing once you take some profits. Put them in your pocket. And you want to get back into some names like you, right? You. Now, I'm not going to say I'm in it because I'm hit my goal for the day. I just came in to be profitable. I don't own stocks. I'm not swing trading. I'm not doing call spreads. I'm certainly never buying an option into an earnings report. What's up, Rambus? All the things that people do as traders don't work for me. And probably not for you as well, because I am a typical trader, right? I own a stock. It kind of looks like, let's use that beautiful chart in FI. See, this is kind of typical of what stock I own, right? I could own it for 10 years. 20 years, I can own a stock, and then it does that, and I'll give back 10 years of hard work in a matter of a couple of months. Typical chart pattern of every stock I've ever owned, and that's why I don't own stocks, other than the QQQ, which I don't own anymore. It's a family thing. It's my dad, but I don't own stocks. Typical swing trade, at least with the USAR in this case, we swung it, and we did well because in this case, I know that every time I buy a stock and I hold it for an extended period of time, it inevitably goes down. So in this case, we sold it on the way up and actually did all right with this one. Why am I telling you these stories? They don't mean a thing. My point is, nothing for me works as well as this trade that I have that works every single time. What's up? It works every single time. How many times is that? Every single time. Kenny, are you saying that you never have any losing trades? Did you hear just what I described? No, everything I else do, speak well me, every other trade that I do is a loss. Every other one. Right? So here's what I've come up with. So, and I've been saying this, I'll do pantomime here. Over here, we have things that work every time. I make money every time I'm over here. Every time I go over there, this special casino that we built over here. I make money every time I'm over there. And there's other casino over there where I never make any money, but I seem to always go over to that casino. I don't know why. I guess it's the drugs. And then I go hang out in that casino, and then I give the money away that I made in this casino. And then I say to myself, maybe I should stay in the casino where they keep paying me. And then I say, oh, look at that casino over there. I wonder what that one's all about. Oh, let me go to, this casino, nobody wins. Oh, so I lose every time I go into it. Oh, that's not a good casino. But then I don't go running back to the casino over there where they pay me every time. I go back to that one just to see if I could get some revenge on that casino because they took my money. Oh, I lose again? Well, this isn't really good. Maybe I'll stay in the casino where they pay me every time. Right? So saith the dog, right? He knows what's up because it's about that time, right? It's casino time for you, isn't it, boy? Did Johnny fall down the well? You know there's trouble outside, right? There's trouble outside. Trouble outside. Trouble outside. It's the same thing every day. My dog lives the same life as I do. Every day is the same exact thing. All right. Anyway, if you don't know where I am, I'm on YouTube now, fam. Sorry, I just used that out loud. It's my first time. Is that how I use it, fam? I'm not cool. So why am I describing this? Because today, you know what we did? We stayed in that casino where they only pay us. We didn't go into that casino. We burnt that casino down. Don't go near. That's the casino where you buy options going into earnings reports. No. You stay away from that casino. And the reason I'm saying all this, right, is that how many times can we have this conversation? This trade works every time it shows up, and everything else is 50-50 at best or zero chance of success. So make the decision right now. Make it. Make that decision right now. I'll wait. All right. Are you all newborn? Are you all reborn hard, as they say in that movie with the guy in the army? But y'all should be. It took me a couple of beatdowns, a couple of smackdowns, a couple of ridiculous trades. And again, you know my story. Last August, I blew my whole world up doing dumb shit. Wasn't this casino. It was the casino that doesn't even exist anymore. It wasn't even that one. It was over there. It was some casino in a foreign land. I shouldn't have been there. And I leveraged up. I tripled down. I quadrupled down. I septupled down. Didn't work. Everything you could possibly do in one trade, I did it all in this one trade, and it completely blew up. And I'll be digging out of that hole for probably 4 or 5 years. Minimum. Unless I hit something monstrous. So let's talk about the positive. So that's all the negative energy, right? And if you guys, you need a book about it, there's a book about it. It's called Failed Traders, Why Most Traders Fail. Every chapter is about me, right? And if you don't have a copy, I'll send you a copy, or you can come to my website and let you download it for nothing. If you haven't read it, please do. because it'll open your eyes and you'll say, hey, I've made that mistake. Hey, I've made that mistake too. Here it is, failed traders. And really, the reason I say this and the reason I'm mentioning it again and again and again is that most of the time, whatever that thing is that you do that doesn't work, you know what the easiest thing to do? You don't try to fix it. Don't do it. Yep. That's the easiest thing to do. Don't do that thing. Don't do that thing. Hey, this trade really doesn't work out. You know what? Don't do it. Don't tempt it. Don't tease. Don't think about it. Let me see if this one works. I may try one more. No, just don't do it. You know it doesn't work. Don't do it. Hey, man, I seem to overtrade in the afternoon. Stop doing that. I seem to get crushed every time I hold the stock overnight. Don't do the overnights. Man, this pre-market trading fucks me up every time I try it. Don't do that either. Aftermarket, man. I was having such a good day and I would trade in the aftermarket. I got lit up. Don't trade aftermarket. Don't buy options going into earnings reports. Don't do swing trades. Don't invest in the stock market. I got something that works every single time. So if you don't have something that works every single time, try this. You ready? So that was a 17-minute intro about what not to do. So let's show you what to do. You see that blue line? You see that orange line? You see the blue line? And you see the orange line? So this morning, we came in and we saw the market was gapping down. But first, before we even get there, last night, for you people that want to trade futures, and I know you're out there because let me show you. Let me tell you something about one of our guys. He goes by the Minotaur. Started trading futures trading. He said, you know what? I kind of dig this. The VWAP break on futures, it's clean. It's easy. I can do 1-2 contracts. The commissions are cheap. I'm in control. It's a 24-hour market. I'm digging it. And that's what he does now because he found something that gelled with him using VWAP. And if you were trading futures contracts last night with the Minotaur and I, it was a very simple VWAP break, but then right there at 8:30, 8:22 p.m., and then once again around 8:35. Oh, no, sorry, that was the 9 o'clock. The market told you that for some reason it doesn't want to go up. I know, it's crazy time, right? Market's actually going down today. Sick, right? Demented. I know a lot of you guys have never seen a red day before, but I've heard of these days. I didn't think we'd see one again, but here it is. But that's confirmed by the VWAP. You're rolling over, and you figure every time we roll over, we faux show, and then we break VWAP and rip all the shorts' heads off. That was what was different last night. And once you saw that tested, you could feel comfortable that we were going to go retest those lows. And you see how those lows became resistance later that night, which gave you then permission to do something insane, staying short overnight in a market that never goes down. Bam! You got paid. So you woke up this morning like, oh, damn. 300 points on one contract. That's 6 large. One contract. $6,000. Let's go to work. Right? You came in with that payday, and then you said, okay, now what do I do? Nobody was thinking about shorting at the open, right? Because we're still in a bull market. So what did we do? We wait just for a couple of minutes, right? Just give it some time. Let the chart pattern show up. So when you have a huge gap up in the market, right? Your job is to assume, right? Here's where the only thinking has to be put into place. You assume, for instance, on the Oracle, which is, thank you, my favorite trade of the year. Thank you. I know. I told everybody and their mother, this is the most ridiculous gap in the history of the market. And I said, Oracle will be the easiest short in the history of trading. And I was right. And like I said, I will focus on the positive today. And this is a 100-point trade. And I hope you guys enjoyed it because that was the dumbest gap I've ever seen in the history. And I also thought that might have been the high of the market. I was wrong about that, but that's a massive moment in the history of what's going on. Oracle represents a big portion of what this market is built on. AI, software, the future. and it gapped up 35% and gave the whole thing back. That's the market we're in right now. And that's why Palantir's going down. Palantir's numbers weren't bad. The stock was $4 about, 18 months ago, and it went to 200. You can't have a 16-point pullback? Please. So this is all this is. This is healthy profit taking, which will consolidate and inevitably break out. And you know where market's going to be going higher within a day or two or whatever. But none of that matters to us because we stay focused on what matters. And that's trading and making as much money as humanly possible on a daily basis. So you came in, especially when you woke up with that futures contract saying, well, all right, cash out. Now it's time to go to work. And what do I mean by going to work? Now we buy the dip. Because when they open the market down, right, when you walk in, everything's blood red, the selling has been happening overnight. So think about what I'm doing and the Minotaur's doing. We're chickadee-chick-ching cashing out of the short by buying. So if you walked in with stock short, Palantir short, some of these quantum short or the USARs or the US whatever, I'll show you the ones we traded. Think about what's happening. Gapped up huge, sellers want to take advantage. Gap down huge, buyers want to take advantage, and short covering, profit taking. Hence what we do here for a living. So what I've developed is a trade that works every single time when it's very specific. It's in earnings, VWAP break, gap down, faux show bro, blue line to orange line. Sounds like a mouthful, but it happens every day. I want to just show you Apple for a second. Here, see how it's, again, when the market gaps down, right? When the market gaps down, think about the sellers who had maybe some shorts overnight, and they're going to cash out, and they're going to take their profits. The blue line and the orange line are just algorithmic numbers that most traders, institutions, not people like us with our 300, 400, or 20, 30, 100 contracts, money that moves the market. They're not sitting there at the desk working their trades. They're programmed. And that's what I call the rigging. The language of the programming is volume weighted average price. So what we do is we reverse engineer what the institutions are going to be doing. And then you have chart pattern recognition. And if you didn't know, my name is Kenny Glick. Apparently there's somebody that goes by the America's #1 pattern recognition trader. That must make me the universe's #1 pattern recognition trader, because I'll own you. So chart pattern recognition meets algorithmic love language of the quants and the institutions, and you got something that works every time it shows up. And right now, see this Apple trade? This is a version of the faux show bro VWAP break. And the reason I'm showing it to you is that it happens on every stock. You just have to wait for the setup. But it works best when there's more volume. And when is there more volume? Good question. There's more volume when a company reports earnings. That's the most volume you'll see on any stock other than them going out of business or filing bankruptcy or some other thing. News drives volume. Earnings is volume. Earnings is news. So we trade earnings. So when you came in this morning and you saw Palantir getting smoked, right? First of all, if you guys follow my post last night, I was talking about shorting it. Now, I'm no madman. I still think the stock's going to 250, possibly $500 in the next 8 years, 3 to 5 years, whatever. Absolutely irrelevant what I think is going to happen in the next 3 or 4 years. I just want to react to what I'm seeing. And I saw a blow off top at a big fat hole number, right? Big fat hole number. The market's rigged. And then it couldn't get back to those levels and promptly went right back to the VWAP last night. Oh, well, that's kind of bearish, but still made sense. Profit taking, VWAP retrace, and then VWAP consolidation, VWAP consolidation, VWAP consolidation, and then a little attempt to rally, but the rally became a roll. When the rally becomes a roll, that's called the finger of God, and that's super bearish. So no matter what you think about Palantir going forward, 2 months, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, irrelevant. You want to make money right this second, short the living shit out of it here at 206, and you're looking at a 3.5 point risk, double top at 609. And then it starts tanking. And you're like, hey, look at me, I'm making money. And then you cover some of it. And then you say to yourself, am I insane enough to hold Palantir short overnight? I don't know if you did, but if you did, congratulations, you got paid a little bit more. Now, think about what I just described. The shorter who did hold it overnight, or the shorter like Michael Burry, or the shorter who joined that trade and buying puts, what are they going to do tomorrow morning? They're going to chiggity ching ching ching, cash out. So what are they going to do? What do they have to do to cash out of the short position? They're going to be buying. Little faux show, bro, VWAP rejected. Oh. Little faux show, bro, VWAP rejected. Oh, no. A little faux show, bro, VWAP rejected. Oh, no. There's nobody liking this Palantir. So what do we wait for? Considering we saw 3 or 4 faux show bros that failed. Well, there was 2 ways to play it. There's the opening buy, which is the opposite of the fade. So you're buying the open, and you're using a low candle as you're out. And look, if you bought the open and used a low candle as you're out, within 2 seconds, you were up 2.5 points. And if you trade the way we do, 190 gets you 192.50, sold. And then it starts to roll back over, and you're like, uh-oh, let's get the hell out of the rest. And lucky we did. And then what does it do? For the players that didn't want to buy Palantir at the open and take that shot, you got yourself a faux show. VWAP rejected again. But then your faux show appears again, pattern recognition traders. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. We're buying Palantir. 189.71. Rip right to the 92.50 again. Sold because we sell at prices where things happened once before, just in case it rolls over. And this time it went up a little bit more. Here we're thinking 195, but then it rolls back over to 192.50. Sold here. Done. 2 profitable trades in Palantir. And look, if you went back the 3rd time, yeah, not your typical faux show, bro, but I like when stocks go back under the VWAP and faux show. So I'm kind of looking at Palantir as a buy again. I'd like to see it down here. But suffice it to say, faux show, bro, VWAP break, got paid. Faux show, bro, VWAP break, got paid. Faux show, bro, VWAP break, get paid. Now, because I'm a super genius, stable genius, if you will, I came in, sorry, wrong stock. We'll get to that one. I came in looking at you. Why? Because it was below the price that I bought it for originally 3 months ago, and I never thought I'd see it there. So I'm bullish. Stop right there. It doesn't matter if I'm bullish or bearish. They also reported earnings, and the stock was getting killed. So I'm bullish because we buy stocks that are gapped down on earnings. So now I got 2 reasons I'm bullish. It's back to the price, below the price that I originally bought it at, which is kind of shocking. I never think I'd see a stock back below where I bought it. And then here it is. And then you get the, I'm going to go ahead and say you know the song by now. It's the faux show, bro, VWAP break. And again, with this one, it was right at the open. Little faux show, VWAP break. And again, if you're trading the open, same concept, right? Same concept is you're buying the open and you're selling it if it breaks that low pivot. So your entry was 1605 and you're risking a quarter. In this case, we got paid immediately. But then check it out, Holmes. The reason that we call it pattern recognition meets the VWAP is that, what do we got here? We got ourselves a faux show, holds the VWAP, and a bro. So if you didn't catch the first move, Kenny, is it too late to get in? No, because you just faux show bro. So get back in on that move or get in for the first time. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP breaks new high. You're getting paid. What does that look like right there? It looks like the same exact thing that happened back here, right? So even if you didn't catch the open, you didn't catch the second one, it comes back
and gives you a third chance. Hey, man, you're digging this stock. You just made some money. You got stopped out on the way down, 1750. And again, I'm embarrassed to say I didn't do this one because I was already on to USAR. And again, USAR hitting new highs. Hopefully you're still in it. But then look what happened to you. Inevitably, you get to the orange line because that's the rigging of the market. It's programmed to do these things. So all you're doing is you're sitting back and you're waiting. And now you got yourself, cue the music, the 1 minute, multi-day VWAP earnings reversal. This trade hasn't failed in 4 years. So I don't care about what this thing does 2 months from now or a year from now. We're trading the trade that works every time. And inevitably, when you see this trade work every time, you're going to say the same thing that I'm saying. You know what? Why do I got to guess? Why do I need to own stocks? If I see a faux show bro and a VWAP break, I'll just step my size up. Instead of buying 200 shares that you might have done on an investment, you're buying 2,000 shares and you make yourself $4,000 on this one trade. And then you got Hertz. I think I might have mentioned it on the show today, right? Pre-market trading, fantastic trading. Numbers come out, stock rips, and then what happens? It becomes a rollover. So it was a great long. Nobody was in it, I'm sure, because it just blasted off after the report. But then it became a short. And you go back to the default. Does shorting work long term? No. Every short inevitably comes a faux show VWAP break. So you went thinking, oh man, this Hertz going to zero. Oh my God, who would want to own this stock? Everybody wants to own it because it's not about Hertz or rockets or space or quantum. It's all the same bullshit. It's the same stock. Doesn't matter if it's Spotify, Uber, ASTS, Coke, Hertz, NCLH, USAR, NVTS, QQQ, or Palantir. It's all the same. Every trade's exactly the same. You're just risking a little bit more on the individual names because of the price themselves. That's it. The chart patterns replicate, and I am the universe's #1 pattern recognition trader, and I will teach you how to recognize these patterns. Hey, look at that pattern. Hey, I recognize that. You'll be a pattern recognition trader too, and that's why you're still long the Hertz. That's right, breaking 698. And on November 22nd, strap in because we're doing a class. And I'm going to go over all these concepts. So the next time you come in with the futures down big and 13 different earnings reports coming out on stocks that you're familiar with, you're going to kill it. But you got to know what you're doing. And you'll see that after a day like today, you'll be like, yeah, I get it now. I don't have to own stocks to make money in the market. I will never swing trade again. I will certainly not buy options going into an earnings report. And I definitely don't need to know what's going to happen 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, or 2 years from now because it's irrelevant. There is so much activity on a daily basis that you could just destroy the world every day. You try to do as best as you can every single day. And you come in with the same exact trade that you're looking for. It becomes redundant and monotonous and repetitive, and it's great. Because if making money is redundant, yes, that's where you want to be. And every once in a while, you're going to get faux show broed like I did, right? Sometimes you're going to get you. Sometimes it doesn't get you. But again, this time it got me. I came in thinking, holy shit, NVTS back at $10. I'm giving this a shot anyway. And then I get a little faux show bro, VWAP break. I'm in. I'm not debating with the market. I'm not asking permission. Faux show bro, VWAP break on an earnings report. Whee! And I'm getting paid. And then I put a stop at the half number. And where do you think it went to? That's me getting stopped out like a loser. But I could have made my decision. And I sold here. I got in at what? $10.38. I sold some 10.50, 10.75. I sold some 11. It wasn't a bad trade. But I got stopped out of the last of it at 10.50 because I let the last lot breathe. It went and got me. Bottom ticked it like a champ. And then 2 minutes later, I was like, oh, I should be buying this back. I just got faux showed, and I decided not to. Because most trades come down to you, right? We understand it's the same patterns over and over again. It still inevitably comes down to you, whether or not you say to yourself, wow, I just got out of that. There's that chart pattern that I recognize. I should be buying it back. And if you hesitated and you didn't buy it back because you and then it leaves without you, right? It's all right. You're gonna screw up some trades, but making money, screwing it up, pretty good. So let's go to USAR. Now here's where my genius came into play. And I mean it, super genius. Like I'm otherworldly. I'm like scholarly, learned, whatever other cool words you want to use. I didn't really do that well in school and grammar and education and words. But I know more about trading than anybody. So this morning I said, you know what? You know what stocks I like today, other than the earnings reports? I like some rare earths. Why? Because they'd already gotten their asses kicked. And now they were gapping down even more. That's the rubber band effect. Already getting hammered. Now you're gapping it down. It's like pulling the rubber band down, and they release it, and you get a nice shot. Plus, obviously, UUU, kind of in the same genre as USAR. And you don't have to ask me twice. Faux show, bro. Faux show, VWAP break. Got paid. Got stopped out again. But this one, I said, you know what? I'm not getting back in. So I wound up buying it back at 1780. Even bought some at 1791. Why at 1791, you ask? Because at 1791, it went green. And that's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. The reversal part, that's sometimes the best part of the trade. But now we're getting in. I used to just buy it when it would go green. Now I'm buying it down here on pivots, VWAP break, prior day VWAP break. So I'm able to buy it a lot cheaper on a trade that I know has worked for the last 30 or 40 years. So let's go back to this Hertz trade. So what are you doing now? If you guys are still in it, I locked this bad boy up. That price right there, which is 660, that VWAP's coming up to that. That's your stop. You can get rid of all these lines because none of that matters anymore. And again, I'll show you where you draw your own red lines. If you join me on the class, it's very simple. You're just looking for pivot points, and it's the exact prices. So when the exact price of a pivot becomes the VWAP, that's what we call a significant moment. You think that's significant? Of course it is. So no matter whatever Hertz is going to do for the rest of the day, that's the most important thing. Right there. Because if you let it break there, chances are you're going to go back to the orange line. And you saw what happened last time. It was great. And then it gave back most of that move. So that's how we trade. We trade to our entries are always great. You're selling some. You're milking the trade. You hope to get out at better prices. But if it rolls over, you sell what you got. No harm, no foul. And you move on. Right? So let's go show you some more. You guys looking at Uber, right? You love yourself some Uber, right? Did you? I did. You know why? Because it was a faux show, bro. Right? You catching my drift now? It's the same trade every day. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is. As long as it breaks a new low, then it comes back, then it breaks VWAP on an earnings report. I'm in. Not debating. Not waiting. Faux show, bro, VWAP break, earnings report. You're in. That's it. The better you get at this, you'll stop buying it as the faux and the show are developing. You'll stop buying it here. But hey, $91 stock, you paid up 80 cents. Not a big deal. But the faux and the shows are your stops. So that's why every trade we do, the risk is defined immediately. So when it doesn't work, right? When you get a trade that doesn't work, you know exactly what you're doing, which is a little bit different from trading the open. When you trade the open, it's a different rule because you're doing something very, very specific. You're buying the open. If you don't start to rally, you're immediately selling all of it because chances are you're going to gap and crap. You want the gap Well, it's not really the fade, but it's the buying of the gap down. You guys following along? You understand? So let me get my last cup of coffee. This is only cup 17. And I'll take some questions, and then we'll skip away. And make sure you strap in for November 22nd. It's a Saturday, so we won't have to be looking at the market live while I'm trying to teach people. We'll do it for a good 2 hours, and then maybe the last hour we talk about options, because every trade I do can be parlayed into option trades, and it's a very simple concept. I make everything very as simple as, if trading's never going to be easy because our brains are always in the way and our emotions, but I make it as easy as it possibly can be, because all we're doing is trading price. All right, you can go out now. Let's go. Okay. All right. I got about 16 minutes left before I got to go do a stand-up routine in LA. Let me see if anybody has any specific questions. I haven't looked at quantum stocks in quite some time. The minute they get the government open, this market will surge. Nah, insignificant. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cared if it was closed. Why would they care if it opens back up? It's insignificant. But to my pernt is nothing matters. And it's the greatest way to trade. And within the next 6 hours, I will have 0 positions on. And I am not coming back, baby. And I'm sorry I gave the illusion that I wasn't going to trade anymore. No, that's all I got. I will only be a trader. And all I'm doing is trading this setup. I will not do anything else. And if you would hear me talking about it, just say, but the answer is no. Do you like this stock? If the answer is for today, I'll give you an answer. If you're thinking about holding it overnight or a week or 2 weeks, I have no comment. If you have a gun to my head and say, you must choose, where will the market be 3.5 years from now? 100% I guarantee you it'll be higher. And who cares? So if you're still thinking I was joking around about where I think the Qs are going to be on April 20th, 2028, I legitimately think we're going to be 1,000, at least 1,000 by then. I think we did enter a new bull market in April, and I think it'll last 3.5 to 4 years. But now I don't care. I don't care about that at all. Right? I will own nothing, not even Clove, by the end of today. I might buy it back immediately tonight if they report something good and it's exciting, but I'm going to be 100% cash, and that'll be it. So again, AREC, I hope it's at 0. The stock was in play yesterday. Yeah. My only loss yesterday was this stock because he's pumping up biotech bullshit, right? 0. I hope it goes to 0. I don't know what it is. Oh, no, it's not even a biotech stock. But it doesn't matter today, right? Today, it's just AREC, right? It's a half number in the pre-market session. You got yourself a faux show, bro, VWAP break. There it is. Congratulations. Why is everybody predicting a crash? Nobody's predicting a crash. Nobody's predicting a crash. The only person that's predicting a crash is the same person that's predicting a crash for the last 20, 30 years. It's like a broken clock. What, Harry Dent predicting a crash? Same guy, right? Market's never crashing. And if it does, awesome, because it'll be a great day, because it'll be a great short for about 4 hours. And of course, it'll probably bounce at least 8% into the close. Have I ever dabbled in the futures? Hell yeah, brother. We were trading futures last night. I've been trading more futures than I've been trading in a long time. I've traded futures over almost every other day over the last 3 or 4 weeks. You want to know why? Check this out. Trading the futures with VWAP is the easiest thing you'll ever see in your life, right? Because it's just simple. It's clean. It's so easy to understand. Because there's only that one thing. You don't got your market makers. You don't got companies. It's not about earnings. It's about price. And what makes the world go round when you're only focused on price? Volume, weighted average price. So last night, when you saw something unique going on, Palantir was getting sold into, which made me think, this market's going to be weak tonight. So I traded the futures. And again, I only do one contract, so I don't have much wiggle room, right? So I'm shorting on the breakdown right here. Whee! And then normally I just put a stop where I get in from, right? And I work my trade. Normally, I'm not holding overnight, but I never got stopped out. Woke up in the middle of the night, and we were down about 250 points. I think it was like 1230. I think I covered around 1230. Yeah. See, right after that, it rolled over without me. But, again, it was close to a 200, about 185 I made on the continent, whatever it was. And again, if you woke up, if you just stayed short, you woke up with another $1,000 in your pocket. So phenomenal. And then, of course, nice, clean VWAP break. Hits it first. Faux show, bro. VWAP break. You're getting paid. The chart pattern replicates always on every product. Crypto, futures, stocks. The trade that I love so much, it just works better on stocks that have reported earnings. And you want to trade the options the day after they report because the options get destroyed. And then you come in and you're buying these options that were $4 last night for 40 cents. Stock makes a half the move that you need, and you're doubling and tripling your money. Is there a way to earn a decent interest on unused cash portion on Schwab? Yeah. SWVXX. Not your typical question as far as day trading is concerned, but absolutely. Everything I have is in SWVXX. And they actually have one, if you have over $1 million, it's even better. But yeah, you have to do it yourself. It used to be auto. You would, a good day trading account back in the day, we would call the sweep. You'd get your money as soon as you cashed out of whatever your trades were, money would be held overnight in a money market. And then when you needed it, they would use that margin from the money market or just sweep it out and use it, Now you kind of have to do it yourself. But SWVXX, you're getting 3.87% liquid, which is pretty good. SWVXX, SNVXX. Yes, you guys know. Yeah. Is there a SNOX also? That's a good symbol. SNOX. What is there I should learn before I join your group? Learn how handsome I am and how to give compliments. How you doing? No, I teach everything by osmosis. You come in, and if you do join for at least 3 months, we'll give you my chart set up within 2 weeks. But really what I'll teach you is the ebb and flow. And on November 22nd, I'm going to bring it all home. It's a great day to be with me on the 22nd. So if you're joining now, you get in that class. And again, I'm going to, anybody who joins for 3 months, you're going to get the class for free. I'm debating whether or not to give it to the monthly guys, but I probably will. I'm a nice guy. I'm just not going to give you my chart set up right away. But yeah, strap in for the 22nd. It should be great. It's an eye-opening situation, especially when you're with us, 24/7. I never shut the room down. Sometimes I'm just doing a class in the middle of the night because I can't sleep. But it's an ongoing learning process. But you'll start to see that all that noise of this industry fall away when you're hanging with me because I'm so damn focused on this specific setup. And there's more than enough. It used to be you wouldn't catch these trades. I got to go get my dog. But they wouldn't be this many of them on a daily basis. Now it's everywhere. What's recommended for day trading? Well, hang on, I'll be right back. Take it easy. My dog's out of his mind. So yellow. Oh. Look at him. He's so cute. He looks like a puppy still. Oh, yeah. Just me and the dog. It's just me and him all day. SPRB. Don't tell me that stock's $100. No. Oh, wrong one. Oh, man. I thought it was that other stock, that Israeli defense stock that I own. What was that? That was super calm, right? Scared the shit out of me just now. SPRB. What was the stock? Was super calm? Was it Israeli defense? I owned it with Mob. I can't even remember what these stocks I used to own. SRP? SP? SRPB? I don't even know. Who knows the symbol? What's Supercom's symbol? Anyway, I gotta get the hell out of here. So if you guys are out there, right, my TikToking friends, how are you? This is one of those days, my friend. SPCB, right? Where is that? Still $8? $10, huh? And by the way, I'm gonna have to sell, this SRAD. I'm taking a loss on some of it. I just don't want to be involved going into the report. And I don't want to be, I'm not really worried about Clove. What's it going to do? Go back to 250 and waste another 6 months of my life? The stock's been pretty good. I've been getting paid on Clove. It's just boring. Those 250 buys have been great. That option trade 2 weeks ago was a 10 bagger. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, the best thing to do is start showing up. Get, the class is going to be 12 to probably 3. I only promise 2 hours. I generally go for 3. I want to, show you how to parlay this stuff into options, how you could chart the options themselves on Thinkorswim. We could talk. I'm going to talk a little order entry, and I will be talking about platforms. The platform that you're seeing on my screen, that's Thinkorswim in the middle, but it's a platform called Lightspeed. I've been using it since, I think, forever. I'm not even remember it's got to be 2009. I've been using this. Plus, I like it because when I worked at T3, they were using it also. The only thing I don't like about them is their customer service, but they got better. But if you're looking for a place to trade, I would experiment with Trade Zero. These guys. Especially if you like the short stocks. They have the best shorting platform in the business. And they have some of the best hats in the business, too. So maybe they'll send you a free hat. I've got every color. But we could talk more about that, you know, a couple of weeks from now. Also, we're going to be doing an open house. So if anybody wants to, you know, come and hang with us, I'm doing 2 hours for free. I think we're going to start that on Monday. Just a couple of hours glimpse into what we do in the morning. Then you're obviously getting this. And yeah. And next thing you know, you realize 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. What? Floyd fans? And that's a big portion of what we did today. All right, so wait, I'm hearing good words. I'm hearing, your favorite stock. Everybody's, I don't know why this is everybody's favorite stock on the internet about it's going to 120. I don't care if it ever goes to 120. Open is legitimately one of my favorite stocks to trade. When was I with T3? Circa 2010. Yeah, it was a bad moment in my life. Yeah, they tried to dupe me. Me and my buddy Solid, we finally got the website going. They were like, oh, man, why don't you come over to our site? You get on the microphone. We'll give you your own room, and you could use all our fancy television equipment. I got there. It was a shit show. Awful. They just were trying to rob me of all my subscribers and members. What's worse was, and it turned out Redler was an all right guy, but they, you know, I was doing the videos. They had this great studio there. It was amazing. 2 cameras. I used to bring my own tech guy with me. And I did a video. I worked so hard on it. I actually wore a nice shirt. I was down there when where I sat right behind Sperling, who was my favorite guy there. Sperling. Yes, Mark. Yeah, good guy. But I maybe you were there for this. Well, I had 2 incidents. I did a video where I used some very colorful language, and of course I was ripping on myself. Somebody took the video, put it into the main chat room. They actually fined me. I looked, there's $250 out of my account. I'm like, you fined me? I was like, what am I in prison? What is this? Just a joke. And but then I did this Chipotle video. I'm loving Chipotle. I'm loving the pattern. I'm loving the faux show, bro. I'm doing this whole thing. I put the nice shirt on. I did the video. I'm doing this thing for 12-minute video. And at the end of the video, I said, the only thing about Chipotle in my neighborhood, there's not a Mexican to be found. They should just import some Mexicans to make it seem a little bit more authentic. That's not racist. I'm just saying there was no Mexicans in Chipotle. And they were like, oh, we can't use this video. I think they fined me again. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I just quit. I just left one day. I was like, all right, later. I was like, you guys are the worst. But all right, on that note, I gotta go. But reach out. We'll all party again. It's my birthday week, by the way, if anybody wants to buy me any gold or silver or reposado or weed. I'm 54. I got a good 11 more years of this before my head explodes, right? And I'll see you when I see you. I gotta go. Later.